Now it shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountains of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above all the hills, and all the nations shall flow to it. Many people shall come and say, come us, let us go to the mountain of the Lord. The mountain really representing the authority of God in this passage of Scripture. To the house of the God of Jacob, he will teach us his ways, and we shall walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law. There it is, the same word. The same word law here actually has a different meaning. This particular word, which flows from where our authority comes from the mountain of the Lord, with this laws, which actually means revelation, meaning the things that are being established by the very mouth of God himself, which is where our authority would come from. You see the contrast of this spirit of religion, or this antichrist spirit, if you will. This antichrist spirit actually dwells more sometimes in religious circles and church circles than it does anywhere else. Because its goal is to try to get you to function out of this place where we function out of information. That's why we write books about all kinds of things that has to do with social issues, and we have all kinds of issues about how to parent our kids and how to do all of this stuff, but we don't have any revelation from God. We just take principles from the world, and now we turn them around and put Christian lingo around them and think that they work, and they don't work. Because they need the breath of God on it. And the authority for us to walk in comes from God giving us revelation, by him speaking into our lives. And God is about trying to get his people out of living from information. Because information is similar to living out of this tree of knowledge and good and evil that I was talking about last night. Where we live from right and wrong. We get information, and now we on our own try to figure out how to apply this information. And we don't need God to do it. And God literally is trying to get our attention in such a way that we would understand that he really does want us to walk according to every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. That's why 2 Corinthians 10:5 talks about casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. To bring every thought captive. Why? Because we have thoughts sometimes that aren't necessarily God's thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. No. We have the mind of Christ. We have to bring every thought captive and begin to think like he thinks. Begin to allow his thoughts to captivate us so that we can walk according to the revelation of God.